Good morning, students. Welcome to today's information technology class. Students, we are studying about the unit for electronic spreadsheet. We are almost at the end of this chapter. Just the last part it's missing. So still, before continuing the last part, let me just tell you what we have studied so far. So in this electronic spreadsheet, we studied about what is meant by spreadsheet, what are its uses, how can we use it. These are the first part we covered, and we studied how to open this LibreOffice Calc in your computer, and what are the parts of this window we studied in detail. Then, and in the next video class, we studied about the types of data we can enter in a spreadsheet. That means in each and every cell, what type of data we can enter. So there are three types of data we can enter. So do you remember? That's good. What are they? Yes, they are text data we can enter, then values, that is numeric values we can enter, then we can enter formulas. Then formula also we studied about in formula while writing the formula, what are all the operators we can use and in what precedence we have to use. Order of precedence also we have seen. Then we studied about functions. When the formula, we are not able to use the formula for the raw data, then in that case, we are going for a built-in functions. Okay, and how to write a function? We can write a function in two ways. One, it's directly entering the values, okay, numeric values. Another method is using the cell address. These are the two methods we can use a functions. Okay, then we studied the different types of functions like a sum, average, maximum, minimum, count, all these product, all these functions we studied, and we studied in what different formats we can use this functions. We can write it. Okay, that's what we have covered. All right, and then we studied in the next video class about formatting options. So in the formatting options, we studied many, especially about how to display the date, time in different manners. Okay, different ways, how can we display that we have seen using the formatting toolbars. Okay, then we studied about other formatting options like how to just round off the decimal and how many places you have to round off the decimal. Everything we have seen. Is that clear for everyone? That's good. In this series, the next topic, the last topic of this electronic spreadsheet, it's called references. It's called references. Okay, so we are going to study about references. So there are three types of references. I'll tell you what it is. Okay, there are three types of references. The first one it's called relative reference. First one it's called relative reference. This is an important topic, references. So for whatever you have studied, it's a basic concepts. Okay, so this references, it's going to take part when you go for higher studies. So you should be clear with the topic references. With this content, you should be very clear. So listen carefully. Okay, so there are three types of references. One is relative reference. Second one is mixed reference. Mixed reference. Then third one, it's called absolute reference. Absolute reference. So these are the three types of references. Got it? So, okay. So let's see one by one. So before studying about the references, I would like to talk you about something, the cell address. See, while we write the formulas, okay, so if you want to add a particular range of values, what function we use it? We use is equal to sum open bracket from which cell to which cell. We give a range, we click and drag it, right? So maybe from B2 to H2. We write it. So when we write this formula and press enter, we will get the answer of all the values, numerical values calculated from B2 to H2. Everything will be added and we get a final answer in that particular cell. This is a formula we entered in a particular cell. Just assume that we have entered it in a particular cell. Okay, and below we have to enter for 100 students. So when we just to do the calculation for 100 students, what do? Do we always use the same formula for each and every records? No, right? Then what is the easy method? That's good. We use a fill handle. We use fill handle. So what is fill handle? So if it is an active cell, the cell has a small square at the bottom right corner. That is called fill handle. When you keep the cursor over there, which changes into a plus symbol, changes into a small black plus symbol, you have to click and drag it. So when you click and drag it, what happens? The formula it's uh, getting copied to the remaining cells up to wherever you drag. Okay, so do you think that the same formula it's getting copied? Do all the students are going to get the same total marks? No, right? No, it's the same formula, it's not going to copy. We are copying the formula, but fill handle, what does it do? It automatically change the cell addresses. When it copies here in the next cell, it says sum is equal to next row, right? So definitely it's going to be a B3. So B3 is to H3. Okay, then when it goes to the next row, okay, when it goes to the next row, what would be the formula is equal to sum of B4 is to H4, it says. So similarly, which goes on B5 up to H5, B6 to H6, B7 to H7. Likewise, the cell addresses are getting changed automatically, which is called relative reference, So when we use a particular formula, the formula it's getting copied to the remaining cells, but the values, the cell addresses are getting changed automatically. For according to each row, the cell addresses is getting changed automatically, which is called relative reference. Is it clear? That's good. Okay. So the next one, it's called mixed reference. Mixed reference. So mixed means something it's getting mixed up. Am I right? Okay. In this case, see, sum, we have find the sum. So it is a one particular exam marks. Students have got marks of all the subject. The marks is displayed here. Then suddenly the class teacher says that every students will get plus 20 marks for their activity, irrespective of the students' quality, how much marks they scored in each and every subject. They are providing 20 marks as a grace mark for activity. Okay, so here along with the total, I want to add 20 marks. And that 20 marks, it's represented in one particular cell. So let me draw a small table, then I'll show you. Okay, so shall I rub this one? Yes. Students, please assume this table. Okay, so this is a students mark list I have created over here. So which consists of students name, marks of 3 subjects, total, and then grand total. So total, you know the formula how to enter, right? So what is the formula for total? Is equal to sum of, so actually I don't have a space, so I'm writing it down. Okay, please understand the same. So sum of, so which is from here to here, from these 3 cells I have to add it. So I'm going to enter the cell address, so which is B2. So B2 colon D2. So when we write this formula and press the enter key, we get the answer. We get the total value. So what is the total? It is 200. Out of 300, they have got 200. So here for the remaining cells, what type of reference I'm going to use? I'm going to use a relative reference. So in a relative reference, when you copy the formula, okay, according to each cell, the cell address gets automatically changed. Okay, so I'm not going to write a formula because we are using a relative reference, using a fill handle, we are using it. Okay, so what would be the answer here? So 150, 160 plus 70, it's 230, right? So 230 here, and here it's 180 total. Only 3 students I have entered. So this is grace mark. This is grace mark that should be displayed in the table so that everyone can understand. So in which cell the grace mark is entered, which is in C5. The grace mark it's in C5. So this is grand total. This is called grand total. So in the grand total, Along with the total, I have to add this 20 marks. I have to add this 20 marks. So how to write a formula? Is equal to total plus this grace mark, right? I'm not supposed to write 20 directly. Then people will ask, what is this 20 means? I have to show the report correctly. So 20, it's a grace mark and which is filled in the cell C5. Okay. So grace mark means grand total is equal to total plus grace mark. What is total? Total is an E2. E2 plus E2 plus this is C5. C5. So what is the answer? 200 plus 20 is equal to 220. I will get it. 220. I will get it. Okay. So now what happens when I do a fill handle? When I do a fill handle, that means a relative reference. The next cell, the formula goes like this. Then it is equal to E3 plus C6, because in a relative reference, when it goes to the next cell, automatically the cell address it is getting changed. Now here, see, this is a C5. C5, okay, sorry, it is C6, okay, so C6 come here. So do I have any entry in the C6 cell? No, right? So then it means it is 0. So what would be the answer here? 230 plus 0, here 230. But 230, is that the right answer? No, right? We have to add 230 plus 20, then it should be 250. So in this case, relative reference, it's not useful. Relative reference is not useful. When you go vertically, you can see that the cell addresses are getting changed. So the remaining cells don't have any value. So you will get the total mark plus 0, total mark plus 0 for the remaining students. So that is not a right way of doing. So in this case, we have to use a mixed reference. So mixed reference in the sense, see whatever the cell which is going to be the constant value, which is going to be the constant means which remains same for all the cells. Variable means which keeps changes from one cell to another cell, which is called variable. Constant means which remains same. Okay, so this 20 has to be constant value for the remaining students. I'm entering vertically. I'm not entering horizontally, I'm entering vertically. So when you do a vertical entry for a mixed reference, you have to keep the row number as a mixed reference. Okay, so how to specify that? In order to specify that, you have to use the dollar symbol. You have to use the dollar symbol. So see how I have to write the formula is equal, actually here formula has to come here, but I'm writing it here because of no space. Okay, is equal to total plus which is a cell C5, which is going to be a mixed reference. Okay, C dollar 5, which is in fifth row, right? The row number, before the row number, we have to use a dollar symbol. And if it is a horizontal mixed reference, then column header should contain a dollar symbol before dollar $C5 if it's a horizontal mixed reference. If it's a vertical reference, we have to put a dollar symbol before the row number. Is it clear? That's good. Okay. So this is all about mixed fraction. So then after that, if you click and drag using a fill handle, then definitely it will become this C $5. It will be the same for remaining cells. I'll show you in the practical session. Okay. So then you can just get a mark. 230 plus 20 is equal to 250. Here 200. You can get the right answer for all the students. Grand total for all the students. Okay. So which is called mixed reference. Then next one is absolute reference. In absolute reference, we use this dollar symbol for both column header and row number. I'll give you an example. It will be like this. $5. So both column header and row number contains a dollar symbol before that number. Okay, so which is called absolute reference. Nothing more given for you about absolute references. You will be studying this in higher classes. Okay, fine. So this is all about 3 types of references. One is relative reference, mixed reference, then absolute reference. Is it clear? That's good. Okay, so the last topic is about charts. you can create a chart. So when you write a table, okay, you cannot get a clear information about who has scored more marks, who is the topper of the class and everything. In this case, you can go for a chart. Chart gives you a detailed information about each and every student, and which compares the details with other students, one with another, pair of details. Okay, so this is what we are going to see in the practical session also. Let's see. So this chapter it's over, dear students. So please read the same chapter from your soft copy as well. And I feel this is the most easy chapter for you. Am I right? That's good. If you listen to the video classes and read the soft copy, then definitely it's going to be easy for you. If you're not doing anything, then definitely it's a tough one. So I hope everyone will be studying the same. Okay, and I have one more request for all the students. So you all know my mobile number, right? Please save it with my name Mangai. Okay, because you may have a 223 computer teacher's phone number. Okay, so you will be written only computer teacher, so you will get confused to send your assignments or test papers to me or some other teacher. That leads to some other problems. Okay, so please do not do it. Please save my number with my name. Okay, so if you have saved it as a computer teacher, please today itself edit it and save it with the name Mangai teacher. I hope everyone have my number. Am I right? That's good. If you don't have, just write it. My number, save it with my name, Mangai teacher. Don't write computer teacher. Save it with Mangai teacher. My number is 8848639701. This is my number. Save it as Mangai teacher. My kind request. Don't repeat it. Don't send assignments and other works to some other teachers. Okay. So all of you should know, because it's more than we are going to complete 1 year. So if you don't know my number and my name, that it's a shame for me. It means that I did not give a proper introduction to you. Okay. So please today itself, if you have saved my number as a computer teacher, change it as Mangai teacher. Then whatever work I'm just giving, please send it to Mangai teacher only, to me only, not to any other teachers. Got it? That's good, students. Let's move on to practical session. Welcome back to practical session, dear students. As I explained, let me show you how does this relative reference, absolute reference and mixed reference will work with the LibreOffice Calc. Okay, so let me open this Calc. So I have opened a Calc window and I have entered a table, okay, so which consists of serial number. Let me place serial number in the center column, and all the marks I would like to place it in center. Okay, all right. So here I have a mark list for 4 students. Serial number, name, subject names. Out of 100 marks I have entered, we have find the total, average and grand total. This is what we have to do. See, in this total, total means it's a sum of, is equal to sum of, open bracket, and from which cell to which cell. Just click and drag it. Okay, C4 to G4 and press enter. You are getting a total 380. See, do you see 380? And in the input line, you can see the formula sum of C4 colon G4. Here you can see formula. Here you can see the final value. Okay, the calculated value you can see here. Then if it's a relative reference, the first one, relative reference, what happens when you use a fill handle, you can see that the formulas are getting copied. Here the formula it's C4 to G4, and if you take here it is C5 to G5. But we have entered a particular formula. When we copy the formula to the remaining cells, that particular cell addresses are getting copied. Here it is C5 to till G5, right? And if you take here it is C6 to G6. Then if you take here it says C7 to G7. So the addresses are getting changed according to each row, which is called relative reference. Let me do average also. Is equal to average, average of from which cell to which cell. So from here to here. Okay. So press enter. 126.666. Okay. So let me drag it here. This is called relative reference. Okay, see, the decimal places are up to 3, 6, 7 digits are there. So I don't want this. So what I have to do, I have to select it, and how to change the format. Okay, so yes, you have to go to format. Okay, then where we have to go, number format, number. If you click on number, then it changes into 2 decimal places, which changes into 2 decimal places. Okay, so the decimal places, it's changed. And grand total, see here the formula, average C4 is to H4, here average C5 is to H5, so which goes like that. So this is called relative reference. When you just click and drag the formula according to the cell addresses are getting changed, which is called relative reference. Now here, see, grand total means I have a value over here in C9 cell. The cell value, cell, it's C9. Here I'm entering 20 marks. Okay, so grand total means it's equal to total value. Sorry, here's the total H4, then plus this particular cell H4 plus this particular cell, that is 380 plus 20 is equal to 400. Okay, so let me try to copy the formula here. So do you see any changes here? Total 349, here also 349, 328, 328, 384, 384. No changes had happened, right? But in the first cell, 380 plus 20 is equal to 400. But when I drag the formula, which is not getting dragged properly, see, it says H5 plus C10. Here it is H4 plus C9, here it is H5 plus C10, and here it is H6 plus C11. So the values are, it is getting changed. Here it is C9. So here when it comes here C10, here C11, C12. So which is called relative reference. But the relative reference does not work here. This is a wrong answer, which does not add 20 to the result. So this is wrong. So in this case, we have to use a mixed reference. We have to use mixed reference. So how to use it? Is equal to which cell? This particular cell. Okay, plus, okay, then which cell I have a value? C9. Okay, so C, then dollar, you have to say $9. I have placed the dollar symbol before the row number, before the row number. Got it? All right. So what happens? Let's see. So it is not average. It is H4. H4 was wrong. Okay. So now do you see 400? Now let me just copy the formula to the remaining cells. Now do you see 349? Now it is 69. 28, here it's 48. 384, here 404. Now 20, it's added as we have given. Right? See here, $9, $9, $9, everywhere it's $9. So this is called mixed reference. This is called mixed reference. In some cases here we have, this is we have done vertically. So when we do it vertically, okay, vertically when we do it, we are just placing the dollar symbol next to the row number. And if we do it horizontally, then we have to do it with column header $C9. If you put that, then it is a horizontal calculation. Is it clear? Okay, then the last one, it's called absolute reference. Okay, let's see what is absolute reference. In absolute reference, here if you see in the mixed reference, we are using the dollar symbol either before the column header or row number, right, to make it constant. But in absolute reference, both should be constant. Column number and row number, it is something like dollar. See, I'm just writing $C9. Okay, so both column header and row number consist of this dollar symbol. Means both are constant. This is just a definition it's given for you. You will be studying this in your higher classes about absolute reference. Is it clear? Okay, so using absolute reference, either side you can drag towards vertically or towards horizontally, any direction you can move the formula, which is going to be constant. Okay, but in mixed reference, for this is vertical, right? So vertical dragging, you are making the column, sorry, row number constant, row number constant. Okay, and if it is a vertical, then you have to make the column header constant. This is vertical. Okay, so this is vertical. For vertical, the row number it's constant, and horizontal column header, it's going to be the constant one. Is it clear? That's good. Well, students, the last topic of this chapter, it's called creating charts. Sometimes when we enter the data, it is not that much clear for us to identify who has scored more or how to compare the data. But if we create a chart, it will be easy for us to compare the values or scores taken by each student. Okay, so how to do a chart? There are different types of charts are available. Okay, so how, in order to do the chart, first you have to select the data first. You have to select the data first. So I am just choosing from serial number 1 to total. Up to total I am just choosing. Then you have to go to insert tab, and you have an option called chart. Do you see chart? Right here you can see column chart, bar chart, pie chart, area chart, line chart, XY scatter, okay, bubble chart, net chart, stock, column and line chart. So you can just choose anything. If I choose a pie chart, okay, so let me finish. See, this is a pie chart. Okay, so the roll number 1, it is denoted with this gray color, then roll number 2, it's with the red color, 3 is with yellow, and 4 it's with uh, green green color. Okay, so this is the way it represents, and we can see the same from the document also, your soft copy also. So let us see what are the types of charts you are going to study. You have to keep it in your mind. So column chart, comparing classes of data items in group. For a group comparison, we are using this column chart. Okay. Then bar chart, it's also group comparison, comparing classes of data items in group. Line chart also group comparison. Then pie chart, comparing classes of data items as a percentage. XY scatter, comparing data in pairs. So comparing data in pairs, X, Y, two axis, right? So comparing data in pairs. So these are the types of charts available. Got it? Okay. So some exercises are given for you to work out. Okay. So you have to just make this table, and you have to make a quadratic equation, and just to prepare a table chart for the same. Got it, students? So those who have a computer in your home, please try all the activities which is given in your soft copy. Then you will get hands-on practice on the same. Is it clear? So today we covered the last portion of this chapter, that is references. The first, there are 3 types of references. The first one, it's relative reference. Then second one, it's called mixed reference. Then absolute reference. These 3 references we studied, and then the last one, it's called charts. Different types of charts to compare the data. Is it clear? So the chapter it's over. So students, please read this chapter from the soft copy carefully and listen to the videos. Then listen and then read the chapter. That will be easy for you to understand. Got it? Okay. So that's all for today. I'll send you another video tomorrow for the next chapter. Kindly watch the same. Thank you. Have a great day.